Sorry.
All that bad.
I'm sorry. I'm a distraction today.
Yeah. All right. Welcome back to LiveWire. This is Ray, and with me is
Peter, man, what's up?
got another bag of Chinese food with him.
You know, the walk experience, man, every time I come by your spot, it's like it keeps calling me. So it's like, I just got off of work. I was like, man, I'm really in the mood for Chinese food.
I'm always in the mood. When it comes to wok, I'm always in the mood. I love
Good food,
that shit.
man.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it.
So
Kinda
good.
wish you brought me some, but
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
but it's all right. Nah, I had made some cocoa pebbles this morning, so
Nice.
I mean it's not wok, but
No, it's definitely not.
but yeah. So why don't we go into
Let's get to the task at hand. Let's go
Why
the
don't we
Andy
go-
Mac route and let's get to
Exactly.
the task at hand.
Yeah, let's do that. So yeah, the Peanuts movie.
The gang is all here.
My gosh, who's the creator? Craig
Schultz, right? Or
Charles
Charles
Schultz.
Yeah.
Yeah, the creator of Charlie Brown and Snoopy. Did you ever watch them when you were a kid?
I remember watching the specials, the Christmas special, and the was it what, the Halloween one?
The Halloween, the
I
Great
forget.
Pumpkin Patch. Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a Charlie Brown Christmas. You know, you got your classics. These characters have stood the test of time. They started with newspaper comic
They were like,
books, right?
yeah, they were like old, like comic book, like in the
Strips.
funnies, right? The comic book strips, yeah.
Comic strips, yeah.
Yeah.
And they converted into the TV show route, and then they made their little short films and everything.
They would make TV specials, especially around the holidays.
And they still play them. They still
Yeah.
play them every
Yeah.
Halloween. You got that Charlie Brown every
When
Christmas.
I think of Charlie Brown, I just think of wholesome America.
right?
You know, I just these American kids.
But don't let it fool you though, because it be giving you that real. It be giving you real topics.
They just seem a lot of characters just seem a little bit mature for their age.
True.
You know, with the Schroeder being such a Beethoven-esque
Right, no.
pianist.
And which one's the one that's also like a therapist? Marcy?
Lucy.
No, Lucy. Yeah, Lucy. And you also got Linus.
Linus.
Who's like he's
You know, he still carries around his baby blanket, but he's just got this like raw, intelligent
right
insight.
view of the world.
Yeah,
like,
and you know
his
it's kind of refreshing about his character for, I guess, a 5 or 6 year old kid. He's just got this like real world, insight into the psyche.
right. It's like he got to figure it out.
And he doesn't hold anything back.
No,
And
he
it's not like
doesn't.
he's mean about it. He's just like, I'm blunt. This is,
Yeah.
this is what I'm thinking at this time.
So, when were they created? Like in the 60s, right? I mean, around there.
Could
I
be
would say.
50s too. I
50s,
think.
60s. So they finally made their big break into the movie theaters.
Is this their first like theatrical?
I think so.
Run?
Yeah, it's their first big theatrical film, and what better than to give you a 3D extravaganza on?
I didn't see it in 3D. Did you?
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
Of course you did.
Of course.
Ambiance. Ambiance.
I have to. I have if the product is there, I gotta jump at it.
I remember some scenes being catered to like a 3D effect.
Oh yeah, especially the Snoopy's adventure.
Yes, and the Red Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's what I mean. Everybody's back. The Red Baron's back, and we also got a couple new characters. We got. Well, let's go into the story first. Charlie Brown. It's Christmas time, and Charlie Brown still can't catch a break. Everybody wants to do one thing, but Charlie Brown wants to just fly a kite.
It's like everybody's playing ice hockey outside, and he's like, I'm going to go fly my kite today.
And people are like, fuck you doing, Charlie Brown? This is not how we do things, Charlie Brown. And he's just a nice guy. He's
like this happy-go-lucky character who just has the worst luck.
And sometimes it feels like he's damn near suicidal. Like, you know, and especially with nowadays with how people in this generation are dealing with bullies and you know, cyberbullying, but they don't really touch on that, but just bullies and how people are treated.
Younger and younger kids are being diagnosed with depression.
Right.
And I don't think at the time that Charlie Brown was made that
people were really dealing with that.
Kids in general were not described as being they could be sad, they could have their days where, you know, they're acting out or they're just, you know, they cry, but nothing really concretely diagnosing them with. And you know what, I bit my tongue just now because I didn't want to say that he was suffer from depression, but in actuality sometimes it does really feel like Charlie Brown.
It really felt like, damn, this kid can't catch a break, and he's always.
Someone needs to give him a hug and make sure that he doesn't write that letter to his family. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
For Snoopy not to pay attention to him one day.
Yeah,
you
right.
know, do his Red Baron shit.
It's like, I really need a friend.
All right, you know what? Let me go see what Charlie Brown's doing. Charlie? Chuck?
Oh man, all fucked up. But yeah, man, he can't catch a break, and I think that his character is one of those characters that Charles Schulz created to really show that life is hard, and that it ain't really that easy to kids. That it ain't really that easy to be a kid as well. They all dealing with their own problems, you know, and I think maybe he was showing that kids can suffer from depression, and then it's a battle, you know, but you know, he gives you like this message that you shouldn't give up. You shouldn't ever let the depression take over you.
Especially if you have characters in the Charlie Brown world that surround Charlie Brown. Right. Just these delightful, colorful characters that just bring a brighter side to Charlie Brown's world.
Yeah, you got Marcy. She's the lesbian, right? Marcy and her assistant.
Is that one with the glasses?
Yeah. Oh
no,
no, that's Peppermint Patty.
That's Peppermint Patty. So Marcy's the one with glasses, right?
I think so. Yeah. So
he always refers to him as Charles.
Right. So let's go on to the story. It's wintertime and a new character moves in.
Someone's moving in across the street from me?
Hey, gang! Look, there's a new kid moving in! Big brother, put yourself together!
Come on, Charlie Brown! Get out of the way! Ow! Hey, guys, what did you see? Who is it? Oh, I think I see a piano. I hope he loves Beethoven.
Beethoven. Maybe he will appreciate my natural beauty.
I just hope he'll have an open mind about the Great Pumpkin.
I think they have a toaster!
It's not often you get the opportunity to start over with a clean slate. This time, things will be different.
He did it!
Now, we never really know what her name is. We just go
simply referred to as
the little redhead. The little redhead girl. Mm-hmm. Little redhead thing. Little mommy coming through.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't see her face until the very end of the film.
Yeah, right. At all. Exactly. Mm-hmm. And Charlie, he's smitten with her. He finds little small connections with her, and he just has to get, you know, her attention. And he's trying to figure out different ways to just try to impress her, to show her that, you know what, not everybody should know me as this loser. Mm-hmm. People should know me for the gifts the qualities that I really have inside. Let me try to tame this bitch.
Mm-hmm. I can't believe I'm about to talk to the little red-haired girl. It's moments like this when you need your faithful friend. Yep. If there's one person you want by your side at a moment like this, it's your loyal dog.
Hello? Hello?
She said hello.
And that's pretty much the story. While in the meantime, Snoopy is so inspired by Charlie's affections that he cocks up a story.
He has to write his own novella.
Yeah.
With the help of who is the yellow bird?
Woodstock.
Woodstock. That's
Woodstock.
right.
Love Woodstock.
With the help of Woodstock, he just creates this imaginative character of this pilot battling the Red Baron
Once again.
time and time again.
Right.
But it kind of parallels Charlie Brown's conflict in the whole film of impressing a girl.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Snoopy that's paralleling a dog named Fifi, I think.
Played. What's funny, side note, because these are all nobodies, and the dog Fifi is voiced by Kristen Chenoweth. You know Kristen Chenoweth, right?
Sounds familiar.
She's in a lot of movies, man. She was in that Four Christmases. She's like the skinny little country woman. She was known for being on Wicked.
Yes.
Yeah, she was in Glee. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, the blonde-haired girl. Yeah.
So yeah,
she had a short-lived show on TV too, right? It was like
Pushing Daisies, was it?
I don't know.
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know, but she's been in a lot of shows.
Yeah.
She works hard.
Yeah.
But she's actually the voice of Fifi.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That was like an easy paycheck for her.
That was. It was just really like.
Could have been anybody.
In like inanimate like sounds. It's just like really like whimpers.
It was like, oh, that was who Fifi was. But anyways, yeah. So that's the story. Snoopy trying to rescue Fifi while Charlie's trying to win the heart of the little red-haired girl.
Yes.
How'd you feel? How'd you feel about this movie?
It's extremely delightful and cute and colorful and everything that you could imagine for in the world of the Peanuts gang. Just everybody shines.
My sweet Babu. Isn't he the cutest thing?
Yeah.
Careful, sir.
Watch the girls.
Like even Charlie Brown's sister, who's like trying to be this big contender in
the talent show,
and it's his first opportunity to impress the little redhead girl,
right?
By being this magician, and he's like pulling it off with Snoopy, in preparation of. But the show seems to is running a little bit too long.
Right.
So before he goes on, he's forewarned that he might not even make it because his sister's not doing too good. She's trying to be like this rodeo clown or something like that, and he, with the help of unknowingly her brother, who like disguises himself as a cow, she gets to saddle him up. But the only thing is that by the time she does her big conclusion to it, the sheet comes off and out comes Charlie Brown, and of course you got that snapshot in the school paper, and then he's like, nobody reads the school paper, and then once he enters the cafeteria, everybody's just like peering their head up from the newspaper and looking right at Charlie Brown.
But
poor Chuck.
That scene goes to show on how special Charlie Brown is because he's such a selfless person. He was willing to sacrifice his chance to impress a little red-haired girl for the sister,
for the sake of his sister.
Yeah, to just so that she doesn't look bad. And it's just good morals here. This is a movie that's like a lot of adults are gonna like it for nostalgia's sake, and it's just a well-made film.
Oh, Charlie Brown, I'll hold the football and you kick it.
You say you'll hold it, but what you really mean is you'll pull it away and I'll land on my back and I'll kill myself.
But I feel I have really come to know you. I now understand that you are kind, compassionate, brave, and funny. No one would pull a football away from a person with all those qualities.
She's right. I would never pull the ball away from someone with all those qualities. I'm gonna kick this ball all the way to the moon.
And gullible. I forgot to mention gullible.
Very wholesome.
Very wholesome. And it's going to be a lot of fun for the children, too.
Yes.
And there are jokes, for the adults, too. There are plenty of jokes, like when Charlie Brown has to do the book report on War and Peace. Yeah.
Great. I was going to mention that because he was trying to look for something about Leo's toy store.
Toy Story.
But he's actually trying to pronounce the author of War and Peace.
Right. Tolstoy, right?
Tolstoy, right.
So I mean, it's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of things for a lot of people, man. I think this is the target audience here is everybody.
Right.
Everybody that knows the Peanuts gang, and it's a great introduction to the Peanuts gang. Not a lot of the side characters get a lot of play, though. Schroeder doesn't get to do much. Franklin doesn't get to do much.
True.
And
Who's Franklin again?
Franklin's the brother.
He's the brother. Okay.
Yeah.
He was like the stage manager when it came down to the talent show.
Yeah, like they try to make him find them stuff to do. I think the most that the two that had the most to do was Marcy. Because of the talent show, and she was always trying to be by her brother, and Lucy because she was always trying to prove that Charlie isn't that special.
Right.
He's
the blockhead that she knows. And what's kind of cool too is that Charlie Brown doesn't get much opportunity to shine in a lot of times, and they take a standardized test. It's funny because when the teacher goes womp womp womp, it's like she's telling them that, and they all understand that it's standardized test time, and his test gets switched with Peppermint Patty's test, which kind of humorously is in the figure of a happy face, and it happens to be the 100% test that Charlie Brown mistakenly writes his name on. And he is awarded, the smartest.
He's a genius.
He's a genius, right? And everybody's looking to Charlie like he's like invented, the cure for AIDS or something like that. It's like, hey, I need help with my science project.
Next thing you know, he became like the new Kanye West. Everybody dressing like Charlie.
Right? They got the mugs.
They got the mugs. Moving like Charlie. Got moves like Charlie now.
Right.
Yeah, no, man, it's got a lot of themes, a lot of lessons here.
Yes.
But it's also the main message is, don't forget to be you and be yourself. Be yourself. Yes. Be a good person, and don't worry about trying to impress people because they see you. They will see you. And it's a touching movie. I liked it, man. I liked it a lot. And the Snoopy and Woodstock side stories, they ran a little too long for me, like the little fantasies. I was more interested in like Charlie's situation than the Woodstock, just because I just felt like, well, this is just filler, filler. Right. While Charlie Brown was like the heart of the story, like, so to me it was like, man, the story, as fun as it is, it was running a little long, and I wanted to get back to Charlie and chilling with the homies. Like I can daydream any other time. Right. But mostly, and I want to say, I really loved the casting, the voice acting. Right. These are a bunch of nobodies that, I don't know who these kids are. I've never met them. I've never heard of them. Right.
And I'm sure if these are not the same kid actors.
No, they're not.
But they really captured their characters, each and every one of them. Even from the infatuation of Charlie Brown's sister Sally with Linus, it was kind of funny because it's kind of switched, because Linus's sister is Lucy, and Lucy is the one that's hates Charlie Brown, or really is kind of like the person that's egging everybody on to
I forgot
to hate Charlie Brown as well.
That Lucy
is Linus's sister.
I forgot that.
Right.
Damn.
And You know what's kind of funny is Pigpen gets some shine too, because there's like two girls that,
Pigpen
or
got
at
a
least
little
one
game
girl
on him. Pigpen,
during
yeah.
like a dance that was like, oh, I wonder how it would be like to dance with Pigpen, and then like the other girl's kind of like, ew, because you see Pigpen with his, you know,
is it
with
dirty?
the dirty,
yeah, you got that dirt.
you know, he's looking like. You know,
He looking like Dirty D from Pootie Tang.
Yes.
He coming in like low down and dirty,
yeah,
girl. You
he
know.
got the cloud of dust and.
Man, I love that guy.
And
he got game though.
Yeah,
he got game. Them
It's just
girls.
these the side characters really add to the film too. You know,
Yeah,
it's not
yeah.
like they don't have a lot to do because it's really about Charlie Brown.
Right.
You know, and then
It's always been that way.
right,
Really.
right.
You know, it's always been that way.
But I believe that all the rest of the characters, whether it's Peppermint Patty, Lucy, Schroeder. What's kind of funny about Schroeder is everybody wakes up to go to school, and his is Beethoven.
right. So he just goes right back to sleep.
You know, and you know, just everybody just gets their chance to shine in the film, and it's just really, like you said, it's really about values, and I want to say it captures a moment in time of American values, especially with youth.
Yeah.
Because it captures an older generation of kids that didn't have, you know, iPods and iPads and gadgets and stuff, is where they really just wanted to go outside and create their
play.
own imagination and just, you know,
Don't you miss
it
that?
captures an innocence that you really rarely see today, and I hope kids see it, and you know,
They want to do this stuff.
instead of you know, taking all their time into, you know, playing, you know,
Video games.
Minecraft and
Right.
you know, whatever is
World of Warcraft.
whatever that is
Yeah.
is popular, that they take the time to go outside and play and be kids, you know. And I think a lot of kids just feel like they have to, you know, they're growing up so fast
Right.
that they really forget to, you know,
Be a kid.
and
Act
live
like a kid.
and live like the Peanuts gang does, you know, with that innocence intact.
Yeah, man, I'm going to fly a kite this weekend.
It made me think like,
Yeah.
how many times when I was a kid
That I
wanted
fly
to
a kite.
I think maybe once.
Yeah, me too.
I think one time I saw a kite that was in the figure of a jet airplane, and you know, I just wanted to see it go out in the air like a jet airplane.
Yeah, man. Now that I think about it, man, I'm going to buy a kite. I'm just going to
Yeah.
buy a kite.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend some days.
You know, it's
on-
funny too, and I don't know if he gets a name. I have to go back to the Wikipedia or the IMDb, but there's this little kid that kind of like looks up to Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah.
in that one scene in the
His
nurse's
name-
office.
On
and then-
Wikipedia, his name goes by Little Kid.
Okay, cool. But that little kid was so cute. You know, he had like this like lisp or this like speech impediment that was kind of like, hey, mister. You know, like he was just kind of like, he looked up to Charlie Brown.
All these characters, I mean, to me, all these characters had some sort of quality like that. That it was just adorable. You know,
Right.
that I just, that's why I kind of like wanted the Snoopy side story to be shorter, because I really wanted to hang out with these
the
kids. You know,
Right,
like
right.
it was just more interesting for me. You know, and the fact that the Snoopy and the Red Baron adventures, it's creative. You
Yeah.
know, it's creative and
And
it's
it
fun.
served a purpose in this film because it's paralleling
It's
the
just
problem
too
with Charlie
long.
Brown. Right.
Too long for me. I was like, just like how I did right now.
Yeah.
That's how it felt, you know. But let's go to the final grade. Let's go. What would you give it?
To be honest, I'm pretty easy going as far as you know, films that we see, especially with kids films nowadays. Like I know some look atrocious, especially some of the trailers that I saw last night when I went to go see the movies.
Tell me about it.
Angry Birds, like, you
That
know,
does not
shout
look-
outs to the guy who created Angry Birds, because you're gonna
He's
get
a-
a nice paycheck.
And he's a billionaire. I'm
You
sure.
know what I mean? But it's so like dispensable. Like, do we really need an Angry Birds? Especially nowadays when Angry Birds is not as popular when it was
I'm not into
a year ago or
I'm not
2
into
years
those
ago.
kind of animations. Yeah, it's like
There was a polar bear one that really didn't capture.
the one that I'm
either.
not interested. It's the one about the pets.
You know what? The pets one's kind of cool. The trailer runs like it's
like a freaking short
scene.
film.
Like yeah, like you know
I was just like, man, this shit is going on way too long, man.
I could do without the Ice Age, continental drifts and whatnot.
It's funny because this director is the director of Ice Age
Continental Drift. I thought so. I thought I saw. He also did Horton Hears a Who.
Yeah.
Which
this guy's just like.
I think maybe Horton Hears a Who is probably the better
of course.
Two.
Oh, I always despise Ice Age.
Yeah.
I think those characters are ugly.
Mm-hmm. Plus, John Leguizamo is Slaw.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's like they really put John Leguizamo on the.
They like, we really want you to be John Leguizamo, so go for it.
See that you already.
But I'm hoping because it comes out in January that it's gonna be good. But I'm hoping Kung Fu Panda 3 is good.
I know. No, I like Kung Fu Panda. I'm a big fan of Kung Fu Panda. But I was gonna mention there was a short film, Scratch short film, the Ice Age. You like that?
Yeah, it was kind of cool and inventive about the galaxy and.
So I had a question because I kind of left a little confused once the short was over because he hits the meteor, right, and the meteor is heading to Earth and whatnot.
This is
the
dinosaurs, right?
Yeah, and I was just like, wait a minute, did he just create the extension of all these characters? Do you know what I'm saying? Or is it that little rock and it was just that at the end?
I don't know.
That's what I was just like, holy crap. Did they just kill the characters from Ice Age?
I think, oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
To be honest, if it foreshadows this is it, guys, we're done. And I
hope so.
But I hope so because we have a better film called The Good Dinosaur that will be in place of it. Yeah. And that's also another film that I'm looking forward to. So Kung Fu Panda 3 and The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, no, there's plenty of good children's movies, and this one is.
But getting back to the Peanuts movie, I loved it extremely. I'm gonna go full-fledged 5, only because it just really captures a moment in time for America with the innocence of the youth, and I really don't. We really don't see anything like that in especially in
these days. Yeah, no.
Kids films.
Yeah, in animation kids films, you're either Pixar, where you reach another level and you try to treat the kids as they treat the kids as adults as well. So while there are plenty of kids stuff, they deal with a lot of adult themes. Now this one does it as well.
It's inventive.
But it's very it's almost,
and the kids are mature, but I mean it's just
what I like about the Peanuts, at least the Peanuts in general, is that they come off, the stories and everything come off very simplistic, but it's extremely complex issues and situations.
Right.
It's just that it's almost like they're pretending to be simple.
Right.
But it's not. If
there's
you really
so much
look
more to it. Just continue to scratch the surface, and you'll see that these kids are dealing with everyday.
This was like the Pixar before Pixar.
Everyday life.
And nowadays, a lot of these animated movies, they're taking ideas from toys or cell phone games,
right.
Or they gotta settle for fart jokes and toilet humor,
right?
And this one may not have the super extreme intelligence of say Inside Out, but like I said, it deals with a lot of complex issues in very simplistic ways that you just don't see coming. Adorable characters. Now, I feel like the movie, like I said, went on a little too long thanks to the Snoopy side stories.
The Red Baron.
Right. And I kind of wish it was a little more different. Because this feels more along the same as all the others. And I understand why they did that. It was almost let's bring back why we love Charlie Brown so much. Rather than let's take Charlie Brown to a new direction. And this could have gone in a lot of directions. This could have been Charlie Brown with a hoodie and some sunglasses starts rapping.
Right, to just capture Charlie Brown now and being more modern.
And I was a little scared, especially when we watched in the trailer and they put that DJ Khaled song in the trailer and I was like, holy shit, no.
Right.
So thank God they didn't go that route. They could have gone the Alvin and the Chipmunks route, but thank God they didn't, or the Smurfs route.
Right.
They stayed in their lane and they're superior in their lane. But a little part of me wishes, just because I'm kind of familiar, we dealt with, like, you know, like there's Franklin already as a character, you know, the black one.
Right.
That could be a short in itself.
Right.
You know, there's issues going around that, you know, like these characters have a lot more to say. I mean, and I just hope that they make more movies. You know,
I really do too, because I really like this film. And getting back to what you were saying about Snoopy and the Red Baron, you really couldn't have a Charlie Brown movie without Snoopy because he's such an iconic character.
Oh, I didn't mind Snoopy.
You know what I mean?
And I didn't mind Snoopy being around, and I loved it when he was helping them with like the dancing or the magician stuff. And I really liked it, and I love when him and Woodstock are just hanging out with each other.
Right.
It's just, and I like the fantasy. It's just like it just went on too long.
Right.
And I was just feeling like, okay. So let's
have two key scenes of the Red Baron, and let's get the rest going with Charlie Brown.
You know, like this is.
I feel you.
The purpose has been served. We understand. We don't need this much, you know. And I just felt like it was just time killer, filler.
Yeah.
But all in all, just because of that, I still love the movie. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Okay.
And this is a movie that I feel like you can watch again and again and again. Just like the Charlie Brown shorts, you know, like
these The Great Pumpkin, that's what it's called. I'm sorry.
The Great Pumpkin.
It just like really just came to my head.
But yeah, these are the type of movies that you can watch again and again and again. That's why they keep playing them on every holiday.
Right.
You know, it's great for adults, great for kids.
Everybody is.
If you don't.
It really caters to a general audience. Like everybody can fall in love with these characters.
If you don't like the Peanuts or Charlie Brown or Snoopy, then you're a bitch. Like
you're not American.
Yeah, you're not American. You get out of here. Like I mean, it's just I don't know anybody who don't like this shit.
Right.
But like,
it's very wholesome. I think it really just. I think I
captures what America should be.
Right. You know? And I think because I have a child myself, I really am just. I'm really light these days. I mean, as far I have a little bit more sympathy.
When you like Minions as much as you like Minions, I was just like, whoa, okay. I mean,
you know, the kids loving it, but this one, the kid was kind of fidgety. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Maybe it was because it was around his nap time, but.
Put on Hotel Transylvania or something. Maybe he'll like that
No,
too.
man, I'm just really looking for it. If anything Mickey Mouse does, I hope Mickey Mouse makes a movie because he'd sit through that. Like
that's what we need right now. You know what? We need a comeback. I mean, everybody's making comebacks.
I want to say let's get a Mickey Mouse.
Mickey.
Come on, Disney. You know, let's pull one out. You know.
And I have,
let's revisit Steamboat Willie for.
I mean, we bringing back Star Wars. We bringing back Spider-Man for the 4th time, 3rd time.
Right.
We bringing back Charlie Brown. Who else we bringing back? We bringing back a lot of people.
Yeah.
Mickey, you
need to make an appearance.
Yeah, man.
You need to come to the big screen again.
But yeah, that's the show. That's the show, right?
You know, it's kind of cool that this podcast seemed like the Charlie Brown movie, very simplistic but very complex.
You know,
I feel like a bunch of Linuses right now.
Where'd you blanket at? All right, LiveWire.
LiveWire.